So now we're going to talk about reading the greens. Again, we're going to use the tee just so we're putting from the same spot every time. Okay. You want to get feel, you got to do the same putt every time. So when you look at this here, you see if you crouch down back there, and we'll go right back on the target line, you crouch down. Obviously you see, where is this going to break?
Left or right.
What I like to tell people is a good visualization. If I were to take a 5-gallon bucket of water and dump it on the ground right here, which way would the water flow? Now how much the water would flow and how much this is going to break is not an exact science. It's just an educated guess. But the more you play, the better your guess will become. Now, where do you think, if every putt's a straight putt, what's the straight spot that you should aim at? Can you please go put the tee where you think you should aim? How much break you see? Okay? Now, excellent. You made that guess based on where you were, okay? Now you were just crouched down. You had both eyes on plane with the terrain. Now that, my friend, is the best vantage point to read a putt from. Now, you come back a little farther, it's even better, but that's fine. You read the green from back here. Now here's the key. Trust what you see. Because this, when you go from this point here where you're crouched down with both your eyes on plane with the terrain, you come here and now all of a sudden your right eye dominant will take over and you'll look and you'll be like, no way, it's not going to break that much. But this is not the best vantage point. So that's the key, is trust what you see. Now, committing to just doing this putt and just putting to that like that's the hole. And now it's a straight putt. Now every putt's a straight putt. You can do your routine yet, take a couple practice swings. See, like when you do that there, Chuck, stick it in the finish position and hold it. That's where you're going to make the putt from. Boom, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, sorry.
Right? Now stay there and look up the line. Look at your shot. You're going to go boom, and then you're going to look anyway. So duplicate what you're going to do. Look up the line, see what you want to do. You think that's too hard? You think that's too soft? You haven't even hit a putt yet, right? So we don't really know. But let's just commit to what we're trying to do here. Okay, let's do a few more. Just continue. What I would like you to do is I'd like you to keep your head really still, and I'd like you to tell me where the putt went without looking, strictly based on feel. Okay? Where do you think that went, Charles? Long or short?
Short.
Left or right?
Left.
You were half right. It was short. Let's do it again. So what do you need to change?
I need to add length to the backstroke.
Correct. Excellent. And that's the only thing you need to change. Where do you think that one went? Ah, you peaked. That's okay. This green's very slow. That was a much better putt though. You're going to get really, really good at putting doing this, Charles. Yeah, that looks good. That's the stroke I'm going to do to make this putt. How'd that feel?
I felt like that was the right distance.
That was much better. Much better. This green's slow. That was much better. That stroke looked great. That stroke looked great. It felt good too, didn't it?
Yeah. Felt like I held the finish.
You accelerated through, right? That looked really good. Where'd that one go?
I think I'm gonna hit it.
You did hit it long. And right or left?
Left.
How do you know that? The F word. Feel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Looking, what you will find, and I know you've already seen this before, looking does not help you make putts. Looking is because you're anxious and you want to see where it's going. But the move and this position here is what makes putts. Thinking about what your body and the club is doing. Yes? Make sense?
Yes.
All right. Doing well. Let's do it again. Do that good routine. This is the routine I'd like you to do. Look up the line first, prior to the practice swing. See what you want it to do. Now do a good stroke and hold the finish. Stay there. Now look up the line again. You just hit the putt. How'd that feel? Felt like a good putt. So if it feels good, that's all you want. Good putts don't always go in. This is the routine that I'd ideally like to see you do, and it changes for everybody, but may I? I try to copy what the tour players do. So I see a lot of this. So a lot of looking. Very deliberate. Super slow, huh?
Yeah, way slower.
Way slow. But so that's the routine. Like you said, you want to give the students a good routine. I believe it has to consist of strokes where you hold the finish position, because you got to get them comfortable with this, because the tendency is to stop at the ball and to yip at the ball. So if you teach them where to stop is here, then you eliminate a whole bunch of problems, because they don't stop here anymore. They don't jab at it. They go to the position that we're teaching them to go to.